Want to know why we're in the position that we're in now and people are confused about this election and who to vote for? Because of this.
Like, what are we doing? What are we doing in this country? Your distributed newspaper and its editorial team have no control over their own.
Holy ish, bruh. This is, I'm freaking loving this, guys. The walls are closing in. The curtain is closing. And Kamala Harris over there she's still trying to do some tap dancing. She's like, please vote for me, because it's not working and the leftists are melting down. It's so glorious, guys. This is legit some of the happiest I've ever been. Because you can tell by the title and the thumbnail, the Washington Post is not endorsing Kamala Harris. So this already happened with the LA Times and the Washington Post. So you guys may be wondering, well, you know, if you happen to click on this video pretty fast without seeing the title and thumbnail, what does it even matter, right? It's just a paper, right? It's just a publication organization. The reason it matters is because the leftists are so triggered. And y'all know that I freaking live. I wake up in the morning and I can't wait to see trigger leftists, okay? Because I'm tired of these woke weirdos and the meltdowns. So there's nothing else to do but laugh at them and delegitimize them because they want to be taken so serious, but they act like children whenever things don't go their way, okay? They are totally immature. They're brainless and they act like little dum-dums. So I want to show you guys what people have been saying ever since. This is a organization. This is owned by Jeff Bezos, one of the richest men in the world. Okay, it's a bunch of people saying that they canceled their subscription. Okay, so here's one. Washington Post, so we're sorry to see you go. Somebody says, bye, Felicia. Another person says, I canceled my WAPO subscription because they betrayed a free press and free country by not endorsing a candidate for president. And then this person actually kind of is against him. He says, we are so brain dead as a society. We have fully earned the downward spiral we find ourselves in. So here's a whole compilation picture. Democracy dies in cowardice. Keith Olbermann, this guy has serious mental issues. Nice try, Jeff Bezos. Trump will still deport Lauren and then put you in the camps with the rest of us. More people. Democracy dies in sunlight. I just canceled my subscription. The first step towards fascism is when the free press cowers in fear. Guys, this is so ridiculous. And it gets worse, guys, because I'm just getting warmed up. There's entire videos, plenty of them already, and there's going to be tons more of leftists melting down over this. Take a look.
And we got some infuriating news. The Washington Post has announced that they will not be endorsing in the election this year and will not be endorsing presidential candidates in the future. The tagline of the Washington Post is "Democracy dies in the darkness." Well, how are the citizens supposed to be informed if our press is not going to do the work for them?
The Washington Post is owned by Jeff Bezos, one of the richest men in the world. The Washington Post, for the first time in 36 years, is not endorsing a presidential candidate. I am not surprised. Jeff Bezos is a billionaire. He clearly enjoys the tax breaks he gets with Trump, but he doesn't want to just directly come out and say, we're for Trump, so they don't endorse.
The billionaire owners of the information sector are capitulating to Donald Trump in advance. That problematic decision follows the one made earlier this week by the billionaire owner of the Los Angeles Times. The decision to not endorse a presidential candidate by the top brass at the LA Times and the Washington Post is cowardly. But what the billionaire owner of the LA Times, Patrick Soon-Shiong, did was show his whole fucking ass. This decision resulted in a big backlash. As of today, 3 members of the paper's editorial board have resigned, including its editor. And LA Times subscribers are so pissed, they're canceling subscriptions.
Jeff Bezos, really? Are we supposed to be surprised? The Washington Post surprised? Are we supposed to be surprised that now you decided to not uphold a 36-year-old tradition? We're supposed to be surprised? No. The only thing we expect from you is to be disappointed. So, here we are.
I know that you know that legacy media is dead. and the free press is not free. And I know we all know that, but the Washington Post's decision to not endorse anybody for president is just so infuriating, especially because their whole byline or whatever, their masthead was, democracy dies in darkness. Yeah, it also dies in cowardice, because you all know who owns the Washington Post is Jeff Bezos. Jeff effing Bezos. Yeah, they said, oh, we're just going back to the time when we didn't do endorsements. Yeah, that's cute. That's cute timing.
Some things you gotta die on the sword for. Okay, yeah, I lost my job to save democracy. It's not that bad of a story. Okay, when you talk to your grandkids, they say, Dad, you were ahead of the Washington Post in some of the most dangerous times in America. What did you do? I bent over like a bitch.
They are afraid that if they endorse Kamala Harris, which is the only option that they would choose, the conservatives would come after them in a Trump presidency, which is again further confirming the fascist-like state that conservatives want to have, and the Washington Post just caved.
And the thing is, they both know that they're full of shit. Because the top brass at all of these newspapers know that by pretending to be Switzerland, waving your neutral flag only benefits Donald Trump. Right now, Americans have a binary choice between Kamala Harris, who represents democracy, and Donald Trump, who represents authoritarianism. By personally involving yourself to pull back an endorsement for the Democratic candidate who aims to uphold the great American experiment that is democracy, you are thereby endorsing authoritarianism. By opting out of endorsing a presidential candidate, knowing who your editorial board is going to endorse also shows that you choose authoritarianism.
But what the fuck are we doing? Why are you in the news business if you can't give quality facts? And they brought up the fact that they've been talking about all the crazy things that Trump has said and called him out on. So now you don't want to endorse a president? Like, what is that? You look stupid.
Jeff Bezos has forced the Washington Post, the newspaper he owns, to not endorse a presidential race for the first time in 36 years. The paper had an endorsement of Kamala Harris already ready to go until the paper's owner nixed it. That's what the staffers are. Not long after that, the Washington Post's editor-at-large resigned over the paper's non-endorsement. This is one day after the same thing happened at the Los Angeles Times. Its billionaire owner as well nixed an endorsement, and then the Times editor, the Los Angeles Times editor, resigned after the owner blocked a presidential endorsement of Kamala Harris. The Washington Post's motto is democracy dies in darkness. Yes, it really does when corporations own media sites that have to do journalism. They should let the journalists do their jobs, not the corporate overlords.
But what it looks like is call and response. Donald Trump telling them not to be bad, and Jeff Bezos saying, sir, yes, sir.
This has got to be one of the funniest videos that I've literally ever made, just because the meltdowns, they came so furiously. They're so mad that somebody doesn't endorse. They didn't endorse Trump. They just said that we're staying out of it and we're going to remain neutral. They said the Washington Post, they've normally endorsed over the last 36 years. And now they're refusing to endorse anyone. They've literally endorsed every Democrat, guys. They've endorsed all of them until now. That's how they know. They know Kamala is just too sorry. And I don't understand how a lot of other Democrats don't see it. You really got to be too deep in your tribe, okay? They had the audacity to call MAGA the cult. But look at these fools are going crazy over a lack of an endorsement. I'm pretty sure there's all kinds of people who did not endorse Trump, and I'd probably didn't even notice. There's all kinds of there are some news organizations that are endorsing Kamala, and I didn't even notice, but these people are this upset, guys. Sometimes people just really need to look themselves in the mirror. Like, these guys got to look themselves in the mirror and get a freaking grip. Get a hold of yourself. And Trump, cut down the Trump derangement. You're sitting up there literally getting on camera and bitching and making all of these posts and just furiously typing away, freaking keyboards on fire, keyboard set ablaze, because they're furiously typing in rage over a lack of an endorsement. Not a counter endorsement, a lack of an endorsement. Oh, it's too much on the line, blah, blah, blah. These people are crazy, guys. But here's at least somebody speaking positively about it from Fox News. Take a look.
This is a big deal. The Washington Post is a left-wing publication. The Washington Post, remember, had the austere scholar language before. They are, by all measures, I would argue, one of the most left-wing publications in the nation. New York Times gives them a run for their money. And they are choosing not to endorse Kamala Harris. They have endorsed all the theories about what a threat to democracy Donald Trump is. Go read their editorial page. Go read their reporting. And they're not endorsing in this race. What a way to undercut, kneecap, totally undermine Kamala Harris's closing argument. This guy is a fascist. This guy is unpalatable. This guy is a threat to democracy. Oh, but we're not going to endorse in the race. What an insult to Kamala Harris. And add to that, the LA Times. And add to that, the unions. Kamala, who do you have when you've lost the Washington Post?
Nobody, baby.
I have no people.
I know there's going to be additional stories about this that are going to be coming out, because I don't feel like the leftists are done, guys. I feel like it's just going to get worse, because the walls are closing in, the ceiling's coming down. Okay, there's nowhere to go, and you know that the doom is coming. Okay, the dictatorship rise is near. Donald Trump is getting ready to put all these leftists in camps. Okay. Like, that's what these dummies think. I guess if I really thought that, if I was stupid enough to really think that, maybe I would be as rabid as these people. I don't want to get put in the camp. No, I don't want to. These people, something's mentally wrong. If you've let the fake news poison your brain to the point where you think all of these things are real when you had the guy in office already. And they're like, well, he almost got us in the World War III. Well, he almost destroyed America and the Constitution and the world. He almost did it. He almost got elected again because he was such a great president. That's all he almost did. But let me know if you guys enjoy these meltdowns. There might be a follow-up video to this, depending on if I can find even greater meltdowns, because it's always funny to laugh at these woke leftists together. Be sure to let me know what you guys think about this in the comments. Is this a fair reaction, or are these people just wackos? Drop a like on the video. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. I appreciate you watching the Black Anomaly Rising channel. 2 hands today. I'm out.